everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Cavazos here. I'm Anthony.
I'm Casey.
And today we're watching episode 2 of season 4 of Last Kingdom. The last episode started off the season really good. A couple of different things that we liked was the introduction, well not the introduction, I would say the reintroduction of Uhtred's son.
Yes, he's older now.
He's older. Obviously Uhtred's older. I think it's just really cool to see or I think it's going to be cool to see the interactions between them, especially the whole dynamic of, him being, Christian is really going to play a big factor in how their relationship, I think, progresses.
So also in this season, it looks like they're introducing the relationship of Ethelflaed and Uhtred, which they were kind of hinting at in the last season. It's kind of interesting because she was so young when we first saw her, and now it's like they're together. But I know that, obviously she's older now. So that's an interesting dynamic. Excited to dive into that a little more. I was upset that her and Eric didn't work out because he died. I really wanted to see that relationship develop, honestly. But this is still a cool way, and I want to see what happens next. Ethelflaed's husband is annoying, and I would love to see him and Uhtred have a moment.
They hinted at it heavily in previous seasons.
Yeah.
In just small moments. I wouldn't say it was like a progressive thing because, Uhtred was with other people at different points in time and whatnot, but it was just kind of even dating back from when she was younger, just saying is Uhtred here? It's just kind of this
Where's
like
Uhtred?
a crushy type schoolgirl type voice. It's just kind of interesting. This is going to be a healthy relationship, a very healthy relationship, just because that Uhtred has such love for her and that family. That I don't think that it would end negatively. Uhtred has had a lot of relationships end tragically, and I really hope that doesn't happen with Ethelflaed.
Yeah, he has a lot of bad luck with women. That's just a reoccurring thing. So that's sad, and I don't want him to get his heart broken again, because I feel like him and Gisela were I don't know, he just loved her so much, and obviously that was his wife for a long time, and it was really sad, and he wasn't even there when she died,
Another big thing that's going to play a factor, I think, in this season is Ethelhelm's relationship or influence on Edward. So that relationship unfortunately blossomed. I don't want to say blossomed because Edward is being taken advantage of, but formed after Uhtred went back to Cookham. And it popped its head up obviously for the first time when Uhtred was asking for men to take back Bebbanburg. But he just Edward is just so naive, even though he thinks he's a mature king now. He's oh, you can't manipulate me, even though he was never really manipulating
He's being manipulated by someone else.
Uhtred has the best interest in for Edward and that entire family. It's maybe the mother. Actually, the mother is kind of finding her place too right now. Actually,
kind of And I think it's all stemming from Uhtred's relationship to Alfred, honestly, and especially that conversation that they had.
I just wish that Alfred shared with Edward a little bit more about how much he really did rely on Uhtred. And I know he wanted him to be his own king and make that decision for himself, but I think that it could have really benefited him to hear that from his father, to say this is a man that I have so much trust in. Despite what anyone else might tell you, he has always looked out for our best interest, and he never led me astray.
So Uhtred, it seems like his journey is heading north finally, which I have been waiting for him to get to Bebbanburg. But I feel like there's going to be some bumps and bruises along the way, so we'll see. I mean, it would be cool if he gets to Bebbanburg faster.
I think
we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting, because one thing that this show does extremely well, because it's unique, I think, is that it talks about something that you think is going to be a major event, and then it just happens later that episode. And I was like, oh crap, I thought we might get that in a couple seasons, or not a couple seasons, but a couple episodes. And it does, the pacing is fast, but it's not too fast that it seems like it's overwhelming. It actually makes sense, and it goes with the plot. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this show, is that you could talk about a major thing that's going to happen, and then it happens. So it keeps it fresh, it keeps it moving, it keeps you engaged, and it's not oh, that's going to be so cool waiting for the event to happen, and then actually the build up, it actually just happened.
Alright, so if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay notified for all of our future videos, and let's go ahead and get into this episode. Ow!
This should settle her.
All his pagan lies. I pity you for believing it.
And then give him something to do.
Give him something to do.
Oh, hey, you can empty this.
You seem to take things when you want them. When you do, show mercy.
To my uncle Uhtred, who spent a lifetime wishing me dead.
There is a power in forgiveness.
Good. Then you may use it to forgive me.
Aww. What?
Oh my God, I feel like it's gonna fucking end. I knew it. Like the tone was getting like higher. Damn, that was a really good episode.
So his uncle is gone, and
Yeah.
now we have a new like villain.
A new villain, which we were actually just introduced to, which is Uhtred's cousin.
Yeah, that's so stupid because he's still not the heir.
Yeah, like it's all fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't understand. Like
Because
you know,
Uhtred's obviously he was the son of Uhtred, but I guess it's been years, and all these
Yeah.
people probably barely even remember or don't even remember
Yeah.
Uhtred's father.
I don't honestly know how the fuck they're gonna get out of this. Like they're surrounded. I mean, obviously they're going to. At least
Yeah.
some of them, not all of them, possibly. Baby Uhtred handled himself.
Maybe Uhtred, and he said he was Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
I know that was
Oh,
I
he said
geeked
he
out.
was Uhtred of
I like-
Bebbanburg.
So I really liked Uhtred's relationship with his son that he's developing.
Mm-hmm.
I want that to develop more. I was a little worried there for little baby Uhtred after he did the signal that he might have gotten himself killed. And that would have been just typical of this show to introduce a character to us in the previous episode and then kill him. And I was like, no, I love that character. We were just getting to know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And like, to see him like have died early, thank God we didn't. Like, I mean, who knows what might happen? They're still stuck
know.
there. But like, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping we can see that relationship develop because just seeing Uhtred as a father is just so satisfying.
I'm curious to see how Uhtred's gonna get out of this situation.
Mm.
I feel like he's gotten out of crazier situations before. It's just so wild to see him finally in Bebbanburg, and like he was there, and it's just like it's so close but so far away,
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that. I mean, it's going to be difficult because the people there have been living under his uncle for a long time, and that's their elderman, that's their lord. And obviously, it
Not
would,
anymore. He's
yeah,
dead.
yeah. But I was gonna say, like, obviously, it would be
His
natural to go to his son next. Like that's where your loyalty would lie. But I feel like Uhtred's gonna have to kind of prove it to them. First of all, he is a true elderman, but he's gonna have to probably like win their loyalty too.
I think he's gonna have to kill them all. I just feel like most of those people there, he had already lost most of his men. Some of those were mercenaries that the son brought anyway. So I think that he's just gonna have to kill everyone there, in all honesty. But I just don't know if he's gonna have enough people to do that right now. I don't necessarily think that I do think Uhtred is getting out, and I think we might lose some people in the next episode, at least at the beginning, getting out in the process. I think that this is going to have to be a retreat and come back type of situation with more reinforces. I think, because I just don't see them having the numbers to take on this amount of people. Like, I eventually see Uhtred obviously taking back Bebbanburg. I just don't necessarily know if it's going to be at the beginning of the next episode. They might have to recoup.
That's true. Could definitely happen.
Another thing, too, I'm curious about is what Aelswith has planned.
She's like having like a change of heart, it seems like. She's trying to right her wrongs, I think in the best way that she knows how to. It was sad to see Edward's first wife and her son's interaction.
Well, she never got a chance to see
Yeah.
since they took him out of her hands.
And it's like, she saw him and then she was like, you're never going to see him again. He has to leave, which I know was for his own protection, but it's just like, it was sad. And she thought she was doing good, I think. Aelswith probably thought she was doing good, but it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's trying.
So my thing with her is that I think, at least in the beginning of this season, she got a culture shock and she realized that her shit don't stink. And now she's having to kind of come down to reality a little bit because she sees like other factors in play manipulating things like her son. And she's concerned. And like I said, I don't know what's going on with like the whole first wife thing. I understand that Ethelhelm might be on the lookout for Edward's first family.
Yeah, especially the son.
Obviously, that would make him want to kill him, I would think, just to remove him from the equation. But like the way he has like his grandson like on his hip too, it's just like he won't let him leave his side.
Like won't let him even see his grandmother Aelswith. So
which is this just wishful thinking? Me hoping that like we could somehow course correct and get the original family back in
I don't know.
because the
I
new
don't
queen
know.
too, she's up to some shit too. Like she has like a look in her face.
I mean that would be cool, but I mean I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like Ethelhelm is like trying to get his grasps on this power.
Yeah, and I think more so even that too. I think he's trying to get a grasp of it for his family so that it's set up so that my grandson is going to be king and then his son and so on and so on and so on. And he's setting his family up nicely for the future. I feel like he's going to have to be taken out at some point. I honestly think that I don't know if the wife will be taking out the queen, obviously, but like something is happening with her and it's not positive. And I just feel like we're gonna have to remove these people from the situation
Yeah.
at some point. And like, there's just too many manipulating factors. And you know, Uhtred even just coming back. First of all, they ended it on a sour note, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna stop Uhtred from looking out for Edward. But I don't even think Uhtred coming back could rectify, you know, just keeping those people. It's a wolf in the henhouse, you know. It's kind of like they're gonna cause some shit. Like I think, like they both have plans, and I don't trust them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can stay notified for all of our future videos.
And also, please make sure to check out our Patreon where we have full-length reactions, exclusive content, and things like that. The link is down below in the description.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.